Howgillbeck in the North Pennines National Landscape is a beautiful natural floodplain, but the river ran too fast and strong for any water to linger and soak into the land. The problem was it had been straightened into a canal in the 18th century. So a few years ago, work began to add wiggles to it, slowing the river down and released its true potential as a wetland habitat.
So we actually used all that dredge material, which the river supplied, to put those natural features in, something called riffles. So that's like basically stones inside the, in the water channel. So you have, more of a dynamics. You have pools and just different sort of features in the water, which benefits a whole suite of species, from fish to, and then birds, silty edges where birds can come in and forage. So since we've done the work, we now have nesting common sandpiper and oystercatcher. Not rare birds, but they're birds that weren't on this stretch of water, and they should be. So then it's just allowing them to, back into the landscape, which has been fantastic.
The project was supported with funding from Northumbrian Water and Farming in Protected Landscapes.
I mean, we don't normally get a lot of projects like this coming through the Farming in Protected Landscapes programme. A lot of people don't necessarily know that this fund can be used for that kind of work. And because of how aspirational it was, obviously that really caught our eye.
The majority of the work was carried out in 2022 and have seen some fast results, particularly with bird species returning and nesting here. But more work was carried out last year.
It's not just about the watercourse. It's all, it's thinking about that whole floodplain. So we've dug lots of pools and scrapes and seepage pools, and and that will benefit dragonflies, amphibians. So it's as well as diverting the water, pushing the water out of the floodplain a little bit more. So some of that water is flowing through the trees. It is creating like a really diverse system that is now become alive with wildlife.
We've all been focused on how you've added bends into a river, but actually the consequences of this project are far wider reaching.
Yes, so you do want, rivers should have bends and moves, and move around and be free, but it's just to think bigger than that, to think of wider, just think about how the whole floodplain and just how the water is reaching that, and how to slow it down before it even reaches the river, and that will then creates, so many different habitats and benefits wildlife.
The project may have been awarded the UK River Prize by the River Restoration Centre, but the real reward for the RSPB is watching wildlife make these wetlands their new home. Isla Todd, ITV News, Howgillbeck.